Hello, everyone. Welcome to the ergonomics workshop. I am so excited for this. I know we're photographers and we're often working out and about. We're on photo shoots, maybe working at a cafe, but where do you do the majority of your work from? Where are most of your hours spent as a business owner? I want to hear that. I think
I'm
I
a
know that.
little curious on how many hours in a day you're actually in front
Mm.
of the computer.
That's a good one. That's a better
Throw that
question.
one in there.
Johnny's the expert. So let's go with your question. How many hours on average a day, like Monday through Friday, do you think you spend in front of a computer? I love that question. Karen says too many.
I see that.
AJ says I live in front of the computer. Stacy, I spend way too many hours in front of the computer. Yeah. Terry, at my home office, I share with my spouse. Nice. Awesome. Tiffany says, I'm basically from 8-ish a.m. till around 4, sometimes during the weekends too. Yeah. So much time we spend here. So that's why I'm so excited about this workshop today and to have you, Joni, because I know we spend so much time at the desk and I know what a difference little changes can make in your setup and your posture and how you're working because Joni helped me with this a few years ago. Um, I'm trying to think. I think I was still maybe doing a few weddings when we did my assessment. I think it was like 2020 when you did it for
hmm
me. And I was mostly doing branding, but still doing some weddings. And I just remember I started to have this numbness in my arm, like a little tingling numbness through my shoulder and hand when I would sit and edit for a long time because I use the trackpad. And I was just this is not good that I'm having some shoulder pain from shooting with my camera on long days. And then when I'm at my office, I'm starting to feel this. And so Joni came in and you did a quick, I mean, it was only 20 minutes. I feel like your assessment took, but you told me exactly what I needed to change with the elevation of my computer, what chair to get, just little things that I did that made such a big difference. I actually ended up buying the stand-up desk and a new chair and that was the only things I purchased, but then you showed me other adjustments that really have helped because I can't remember last time I got that numbness feeling. And my body feels way better overall since I started implementing this. So I know it was part of it, and I'm so grateful for you. I'm so happy to have you here. Okay, let me do your official
Yeah.
bio and then you can dive
Okay.
in. So, oh, where'd it go? I had it pulled up. I like doing the bios. Okay. If you're just joining, welcome. Hi, Karina. Hi, Christina. Hello, Shannon. Share in the chat with us how many hours a day do you think you spend at your computer on average, like Monday through Friday? That was a question we all started with. So, Joni is the ergo expert. She's been in the health and wellness industry since 2004, and she's been an entrepreneur for going on 20 years or more than that, Joni.
It's probably about that. Yeah.
Yeah, 20 years you've had your company. Her experience and passion through structural and therapeutic massage and body work has led her to preventative pain education. Some of her clients would only see her when they're in pain because you have a massage therapy company that is big in San Diego. So you've done massage, you have other massage therapists who work for you, and you started getting curious about how to prevent the pain, right? And then your corporate chair massage business and accounts opened your eyes to how employees were sitting at their desks. They had the same aches and pains every single week. So, what if a little education and postural correction can change it all? And now you are specializing in ergonomics, movement, structure, meditation, and breath work, which makes you the ergo expert you are today. I'm so happy to have you here.
Woo.
And I
Thanks
just
for having
photographed
me.
Joni's wedding, you guys.
Yeah. Yes, you
Joni
did.
was
I
one of,
actually
yeah.
I took Meg out of retirement.
Yeah.
She thought I was gonna ask her a little question, and I was like, so we'd love to have you photograph our wedding. I was like, I know you talk about how you no longer do this, but we're wondering. And you're just a pro, Meg. Like it was so great. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, the way you asked it, you're so you sent a voice message, you're I know, or I think you called me.
I called you like
Called.
old
You're
school.
so I know you don't do this, but we really were hoping you do our wedding. And I was like, And I was like, I'll think about it. Give me a week. And I didn't even need a week. I was like, a couple days later, I was like, yeah, I want to photograph your wedding. That'll be so, so amazing. So it was great. And now here we are. And this is something I've been wanting to, have expert guests that are really valuable and impactful for you all. So I'm super happy to have Joni here. I'm just going to let you dive in and do your thing.
Cool.
Do you need screen sharing or anything?
Yes, please.
So we're going to dive into some tips and tricks for ergonomics to upgrade your workspace. So excited.
Perfect. Okay. Am I getting the
And
screen share?
we spend so much time at our desk and working that this should actually be almost where we start, right? We shouldn't just be focusing on workouts and massages and the we need to start with the preventative, which is what we're doing here today. So
Yeah.
yeah.
However, the workouts and the massages, like the massages feel great. So those are really
Yeah.
easy sells. But at the end of the day, which is why I asked you all how much time do you actually spend in front of your computer? This is going to play a really big role because our bodies are meant to move. We are innately hunters and gatherers. And so we went from hunters and gathering and moving all day to sitting in front of a computer, and living our life. So things needed to change a little bit. I almost want to skip this page because this is everything that Meg just said about me, the 20 years plus experience, education. I'm a massage therapist. I've been one for about 23 years. And I jumped into this because, again, with corporate chair massage, I kept seeing how everyone was just having the same pains and problems. So we're going to go over a little bit of these things and let's get started. So, what is ergonomics? It's a really weird word that's just kind of coming up in the mainstream right now. But if you go on the Google, ergonomics is the study of people's efficiency in their working environment. So, this is more than just in front of your computer. This is if you ride a bike. This is I was just telling Meg, my brother did the Ironman yesterday and he was on a bike for 7 hours. You actually have to get yourself fixed for your bike, ergonomically fixed for you and your body if you're going to be on there for 7 hours. Some of you I saw are in front of computers for 6 to 10 hours a day. So, how you sit in front of your computer is so important. And to be able to use the tools in front of you, some of you might have this stuff already. Some of you might already have like an amazing Herman Miller chair, but it's not quite set up for you. So, here are the things that we're going to talk about today. Designating a workspace, feet positioning, where your knees are, low back support, the maiden's wrist, monitor positioning, and my favorite is the thriller. So we might dance a little bit later. All and you might dance with me. You'll love it, I promise. But let's go ahead and get started. Okay. Benefits of designating a workspace. I saw in the chat that some of you have spaces in your homes. Maybe you're going to different places. The benefit of this is if you have a regular workspace, you're actually able to assess that workspace just for you as opposed to keep moving. But knowing these 7 tips and tricks is really going to help you. So whether you're at your home, in your office, or if you want to work from a computer one day at the coffee shop, you could definitely do that too. But what we really want to focus on for this today is productivity and comfort while you're working, because if you're uncomfortable, your productivity isn't going to work. So we're going to mentally prepare you for the day, increase your focus. Are you sitting? Are you standing? Do you need props? And then I'm going to start to mention little things that you might have around your home that can assist you as opposed to jumping on Amazon and buying some things. But we'll go ahead and get started. So, because I'm in massage therapy, I really believe that the floor helps support you. So, right now I'm standing, some of you might be sitting, but ideally, you really want your feet on the floor to help support you and your body, and it makes a world of a difference. Um, if your feet aren't touching the floor, some of you may feel numbness through your feet from them hanging off of the chair for too long. Some of you might be cross-legged. Some of you might not even use the back of your chair to sit all the way back because your feet don't touch the floor. So we're not using the backrest of the office chair to support you. So sometimes you're sitting perch. And sometimes if you're sitting perch, which is the front part of your chair, you're shortening those front hip flexors. And if I'm losing you guys, let me know. Sometimes you'll shorten your front hip flexors from sitting perch, and some of those hip flexors go through your pelvis and give you low back pain. So this is really important to actually use the back of your office chair.
So
But this all
I should
starts.
stop putting my like legs up on the chair and sit. Sometimes I do that.
Ideally, we always want you to keep moving, but yes, Meg, let your office chair support you 100%.
I needed this reminder today. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so let's just move on up. Where are your knees? Are they on your chair? Are they left? Are they right? Are you sitting on them? Ideally, we want you sitting your butt on your chair with your back against the office chair, and you want about 2 inches between the back of your calf to the chair. And what that's going to do is improve the circulation. It's going to improve the circulation so that you don't get that numbness down your leg again. So that's kind of what happens. Just like I'm petite, I'm 5'3", everyone's different shapes and sizes, but they also make office chairs for like 6'5" people. So we want to make sure that the equipment that we have is really good for our height. Um, and that really helps with the productivity in your workspace. So ways to kind of fix this, if your knees are hitting the chair, move forward, put a pillow between your back and the chair. If you have a chair that has a lot of different adjustments, you might need to just adjust your seat pan. Or at the end of the day, if your dining room chair isn't working for you, just getting a new chair really helps support you, especially if you're spending 6 to 10 hours in front of the computer. Okay, low back support. This is a really simple thing that anyone has at their house. A really small pillow is going to help. So ideally in your body, you have two natural curvatures. One is your neck and one is your low back. So we need to help support our structure with these natural curvatures that we have. So ideally, you definitely just want to sit. I suggest here, and what you're seeing is a small pillow. Some of you might even have one on your chair. Meg, I see one on that couch behind you. You can always grab a little pillow because you need that low back support. Otherwise, you're going to start to hunch and curl forward because everything that you're doing is in front of you. So we really want to support that back. And then that will help maybe straightening out the back. Maybe it'll help you look up, look straight, and your back is going to feel supportive. If you don't have a cute little pillow like this one or the one that Meg just brought, I'm a big fan of giant body towels. You can roll them up at any shape and size that fits you well, and that is really going to help you as well. So we always want to be able to support that low back. Okay. This is something I learned in massage school 20 years ago, the maiden's wrist. So your forearms should always be parallel to the floor. So, right, parallel to the floor. This is your maiden's wrist. This should be nice and flat. One of the most common injuries that I see in a workplace is carpal tunnel. So I'm going to just educate you a little bit about carpal tunnel. This is your carpal tunnel. This tunnel stays the same whether you lose weight, you gain weight, it's the same. These are your flexors. Most of us
Joni, for
call them
this, can you
forearms.
stop screen sharing for a sec so we can see you for this?
Oh, can you not see me? That's
But you're
weird.
small, like I know the main thing I'm seeing right now is the slides, and you're kind of small. Wait, let me do side to
Oh,
side. Maybe that'll help. Oh, you're still
okay.
small. You could just stop sharing and then share again when you're ready to go back to the slides.
Okay.
Oh, AJ says we can drag her bigger on our end. Okay, maybe I just don't know how to do that.
Yeah, slide was my,
Yeah.
well, the slide was my visual too.
My bad.
Well, let me just go ahead and show you guys this real quick,
Okay.
and then I'll jump back in, and hopefully I didn't lose anything. Okay, so here's your wrist, your carpal tunnel, your forearms. These are your flexors. They're your flexors help your fingers move, right? So if you're constantly moving all day or mousing all day, your forearms really get affected. So if you're really using your muscles here, your flexors go through your carpal tunnel. If you use it too much and you don't stretch, you don't massage, that's where this pain comes into play. Does that make sense? It goes in here, you're constantly using. So you're constantly using your flexors. These get overworked, then these carpal tunnels get overworked. The reason why this happens might be because your keyboard, I went to a law office once and I saw somebody put their forearms on their armchair and they typed like this. It was no lie. She looked like an octopus. But you see how this goes? And if you're typing all day, this is where you can injure yourself. Some people have the keyboards that elevate up slightly. I'm exaggerating when I say up slightly, but if it's like that, then you are injuring your carpal tunnel this way. So the maiden's wrist is really important to keep in mind as you are on your keyboard, also when you are using your mouse. For those of you that use your mouse often, which is all of you, there's a lot of different kind of mice out there. Okay, question.
I don't use a
When
mouse.
you're editing, yeah, oh, Meg. But real
I
quick
remember
question.
you telling me to use my mouse more, huh? Is that better than
Yeah.
trackpad?
So ideally when you're editing, do you mostly use your mouse? There's my question.
No, I use all trackpad to edit.
All trackpad.
Yeah.
So when you're doing trackpad, it's a lot of this. Yeah. It's a lot of
Yep.
like finger.
Yep.
So still you want to ideally make sure that your wrist is flat when you are using the trackpad. So things to kind of keep in mind. But now that we're
Gary,
here,
Gary and Shannon both said they use a pen for editing, I think. And
okay.
the
Oh, should I jump in the chat and see what you're
no,
looking at?
I'll keep you posted on it. That was
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Karina
pens are
says I
great.
have
Again, you always want to make sure that this wrist, if you can keep it flat like this, cool. If you can keep it flat like this and still write, amazing. It's you start to have those injuries when you have the kink and the kink. So let's do a quick wrist stretch because we're all here to have fun. Okay. So just kind of like this picture, we're going to go forward and we're going to grab our fingers and just pull it towards us. I'm a big fan of 3 deep breaths. So as you're doing this, make sure to drop your shoulders. Inhale, full exhale. Another inhale and exhale. And then let's go under. So we're going to flip so that our wrists are above us. So we're going to catch the other side of the flexors. Nice. Inhale and exhale. And at your own time, feel free to do the other side. Beautiful. And I like to just do this occasionally. Also, bathroom breaks and using extra soap on your forearms are really nice. Little mini massages throughout the day. So those are going to be really good.
what do you
And
recommend
then
when who already has carpal tunnel is just to follow this advice you're already doing, or is there anything else they can do?
how long have you had carpal tunnel for?
I don't know. It's a good
And are
question.
you saying carpal tunnel? Did somebody diagnose you carpal tunnel? That might be, maybe we can connect after this and I can give you a little bit more info. But
Yeah.
usually carpal tunnel has to do with tightness in your forearms. It can go into elbow. Some people confuse carpal tunnel with tennis elbow. And then a lot of that stuff comes from neck and shoulders. So they all kind of connect. But definitely connect with me, Corey, and we can chat a little bit more. And it's never really one muscle that's bothersome, but keeping that maiden's wrist is definitely something to keep in mind as you're working.
Yeah, it's Karina,
Okay.
so she can connect with you later about it.
Yeah, very
All
cool.
right.
Okay, let's move on to monitor positioning. Okay, in the chat, let me know if you use a laptop, a desktop, or if you use both, because we're going to go over a good amount of this because monitor positioning is key. I will have to say I go into a coffee shop and see people work on their laptops and I have to put blinders on because it hurts my eyes to see everything that is going on. with posture. Let me see. We have some both desktop.
I see
Okay.
Wacom tablet, Wacom tablets. I don't know what that is, but a
I
few
don't know what
people
that is
use that.
either. iPad and phone. Okay. So, remember how we were talking about the natural curvatures in your body? So now we're going to move up with the natural curvature in your neck. So I'm just going to do this and hopefully you guys can see me. But if your monitor is down too low, you're going to put strain here. If your monitor is up too high, you're going to put strain up here. Either way, it's not supporting your neck. So you want to support that natural curvature of your neck and look forward. Ideally, it's easier for us to look down than to look up all the time. So where your monitor should be is if you're looking at the top of your monitor, go 2 inches below it, and that's where your eyes should go straight to the computer monitor.
So someone in the chat is saying, AJ, this is my issue. I need a different desk. My desk allows a center chair, but the monitor setup is off to the side corner of the desk. And his head is turned slightly all day.
Yeah, that's not good, AJ. We want to have our monitors right in front of us. How many monitors do you use? My desk allows a center chair, yet the monitor
Just
is
one.
set off to the corner of the desk. Yeah. Okay. So if you want to, for AJ's example, go where that desk is because that's where they're supposed to have that chair. Just put the monitor in front of you. It doesn't matter if it's flat or not. Ideally, we all have to have our monitors in front of us. If you slightly turn your head all day, AJ, then you're going to get a kink here and a kink here at the end of the day. Actually turn my desk to however my legs are. Ooh, okay. There's a lot of things going on here in the chat.
Yeah, I love
My
it.
legs are straddling to carve out the chair. That means that the chair is too high, or you need to put your feet on something
Yeah, so that's what I
to
have to do.
support you.
I have my desk completely, my stand-up desk all the way as low as it goes. My arm still is reaching up, so then I have to move my chair up and have something with my feet, ideally.
Yeah.
Because there's
Yeah.
literally no way for me to, it's at the lowest it is. So I have to boost up.
hmm And for the little ones like us, we have to have props. I've literally had a client, she used to love to work on her laptop at her kitchen counter, and her feet were always dangling. And she complained about numbness down her legs. And it was cute. She used a wine box to put her feet on. I'm like, hey, girl, that's awesome. As long as your feet are being supportive, that's amazing. So you should definitely always have your monitor in front of you. I don't have this on this slide, but I'm just going to say this. If you're working with two monitors, for example, your primary monitor needs to be in front of you. And then the other monitor that you're referencing should be off to the side. So and the monitor should be all at an even playing field. It shouldn't be like high, low. It should be really even. My favorite are the new monitors that are all curved so that when you're looking, your head naturally just goes like this. But all the important stuff needs to be in front of you because that's your primary. I hope that makes sense. For those that are sitting during Zoom calls like this, I'm a big fan of standing. I say get a stack of books, move things around. I actually have a laptop stand on this particular station right here if I'm not working remotely, and it's on 2 books right now. So the thing is that because we're all different shapes and sizes, we can buy these things on Amazon or wherever, but we always need to make sure that they kind of fit towards our body because we are all different shapes and sizes.
Awesome.
We'll do
Terry
question.
says she just elevated her laptop about 3 inches and feels better already.
I love it, Terry. That makes me so happy.
Yay. Yeah, I remember for a
Yay.
while I would just use like a stack of books in my office
hmm
under my old computer because even though I had like a decent sized monitor, it was a little bit too low. I was
Yeah.
looking down, which I'm realizing I'm kind of doing now. So I might need to elevate. I think I got lazy since our ergo session and I need
And
to.
And it happens. It's just like practice. It's like going to physical therapy. You know, it's like
Yeah.
you're back there from the same injury and they just kind of remind you of the things that you need to do. This
Yeah.
is just a really good fresher
Yeah.
upper. And just like knowing all this stuff is just really informative. Okay.
And
Let's
you said props. I
oh,
was like, you're speaking our language. We're brand
oh yeah.
photographers, so we're all about props.
I love props too.
Prop.
I kind of want to show you guys some stretches. Um, They're really important. A lot of people have neck pain. Does anybody else have neck pain? I have neck pain sometimes. Um, your head weighs more than your neck. So any way that you actually position your head, it's going to affect your neck and your upper back and all these good things. So I'm going to quickly go through, these are my three favorite stretches, and I hope you like them. So first is the lateral stretch. So we're going to go left ear to left shoulder. So yay, nice deep breath in. A bonus is to put your hand on top of your head. You can feel more of a stretch. If you want extra credit, take the other hand, and reach for the floor. Nice inhale, full exhale. And what this does is it's going to elongate this part of your neck. Doesn't that feel good? Let's move on to the other side. Oh no, Zoe, neck pain for 8 years. I hope these feel good. Right ear to right shoulder, hand on top of your head. Take your left hand, reach for the ground. Inhale, exhale. Try to look forward and not up. Also, try to drop your shoulders. It's a beautiful lateral stretch. All right, moving right along. Chin to chest, chin to chest, exactly what it is. And what we're going to do is trace our collarbone. It's like you're drawing giant U's and tracing your collarbone. Now, sometimes if we go slow enough, which is what I recommend, you'll find an area that might need a little attention. At that point, put a hand on top of your head so you can feel that stretch a little bit more. Nice deep inhale and full exhale. And what that breath does is it helps put oxygen into that area. Sometimes if we're working all the time and we're kind of like this and our shoulders are up to our ears, that oxygen, that breath work is just going to help drop. It's just going to feel so good.
Yeah.
Okay. This next one is kind of fun. I call it the double chin. Let me see which wall here. Okay. My favorite way to do this is to find a wall. And it's exactly what it sounds like because I like to be easy like that. So you put your head against the wall and you pull your chin in like you actually have a double chin. And you push your head against the wall. Tighten your abs. If you are sitting and have an office chair, and if you have a headrest on your office chair, you can do this. Um, this is also what I do at red lights, my little bonus. I'm going to share some red light stretches. But if you push your head into the wall, it's going to elongate the back of your neck, which should feel amazing because a lot of the times our heads are forward and looking down. So that's really going to help out there.
My gosh, this one feels so good.
I know, doesn't it?
Wow. That's so,
It's
I've
one of
never
my
done it.
favorites.
Who would think that that would, I felt it like all down my shoulders.
Perfect. And that's what it should do. It should help drop everything down. It's one of my
A
favorite
really good one.
stretches. I
I'm
do
gonna
it.
show my husband that, Ryan.
I love it. Yes. Um, I'll stop avoiding the double chin from now on. Yes. Okay, I am a child of the 80s. Michael Jackson is one of my favorites. So I have to take this next move from him. I call it the thriller. I'm going to have this go down. If you can see these dance moves, you'll see that his elbows are right against his body and he's doing all these fun moves, right? It's like perfect for Halloween. Anyways, this area, once you put your elbows to your body and you don't move them, this area right in front of you is your primary zone. It's just more fun to call it the thriller. So everything that you primarily use needs to be in your primary zone. I'll give you an example. I went into an office And I was working with this woman in accounting. And the very first thing I always ask whenever I do any of my assessments is, what hurts? And so she complained about her right side. The next thing I do in my assessments is I watch you work. So I'm watching her work normally. And then I see her occasionally going to this other desk. She had an L-shaped desk. She'd go to the other desk, use her calculator. Then she'd look at her monitor, and then she would go to the desk and use her calculator. And I was like, how often do you use this calculator? And she goes, throughout the day, all the time. I'm in accounting. And I'm like, oh my God, that makes sense. So the next thing I did was I grabbed that calculator and I put it right next to her in her primary zone. And she was like, I never thought to do that. So by putting it in your primary zone, she's not overextending. Whoops, I just hit my plant. She's not overextending her arm constantly and throughout the day. So ideally, and I think this is how photographers do it too, and correct me if I'm wrong, Meg, when you guys are taking a shot, your elbows are close to your body, right? So you don't like move around and shake.
Yeah, you're supposed to do that to stabilize the camera, ideally. But if you don't have the side battery pack option on your camera, then every time you want to take a vertical shot, you do this. And
Yeah,
with social media now, majority of brand photography shots should be vertical. So it's
yeah.
like literally you're like this all day if you're
Mm-hmm.
not if you're looking through the viewfinder and you don't have that battery pack. Yeah.
Okay, I want to use you as an example. Can you go back to that position so that everyone can kind of learn from this? Okay, we can't thriller Meg right here, but what we can do, the reason why it's thriller is because we want to use the core of our body to help support us, right? Perfect. Thanks, Meg.
Uh,
So with her left arm, she can put it against her body, and what you want to do is retract that shoulder back, right? Then
which
the
one? The one I'm
upper
looking
arm,
at? Oh, the left
mm-hmm,
one. The
the
left. Okay.
one that's down, it's being supported by your body. The one that goes up, right? Is that
Hmm.
how high it usually goes up? And I'm sure it's different on all the people. So
Yeah, I mean,
depending
now
upon,
I try to have my
thanks for the
battery pack.
visual.
I'm
Okay.
not doing that anymore because it was really hurting my shoulder. And now,
Yeah.
but when I was, yes.
So when you're like this, and then I saw, who is this? Karen, I saw you do it too. You went up. So everybody has different range of motions in their shoulders. So the one that hangs down, you go up. Don't try not to do this. What we want to do is bring your blades down and support you. Ooh, I got a visual with a camera. Let's see it. Do you go up? Who is that?
Camera
Terry.
carry. Oh,
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah. Shoulders in, support you. So it's just like you're in front of the computer also. When you have your primary items in front of you, it's going to be the most supportive to your body. So that's how we can support each other in movement. Remember, ergonomics is everything. I did the example of my brother on a bike, but it's just like you're out in the field. These are the things you kind of be mindful of. Maybe if you're doing more than just right here and you're moving, tighten your abs, support your structure. I feel like that could be a whole other class,
so
but
what Terry's
on the
showing,
field.
because this is the other way we can flip it down to get the
Mm,
verticals.
yeah.
I got into the bad habit of doing this. So,
Okay.
you can retrain your brain to go down because that's obviously going to be better because you can hold your elbows in like she's doing.
Yeah. And your body helps support you. So it looks like you got some fun toys there. Um, so yes, your primary
Terry.
zone, everything's super important. Whatever you use for editing in front of the computer, right next to you, monitor straight ahead. And I think you'll all be good. But let's see if you were paying attention though. What's what's wrong with this photo? And does anybody sit like I see
Everything.
this all the time at the coffee shop? You can put it in the chat. You can scream. Arms aren't parallel,
No 90
correct.
degree angles.
Also with the arms, when you're working like this and it's hard at in hotel desk, if you're like this for a long period of time, you can start getting numbness in your fingers because the edge of the desk is cutting off circulation. Yep, screen is too low and she's leaning back. Yep. So yep, screen too low. She's slouching, arms are not supported. Yes, you guys are paying attention. I love this. Here's another position I see at coffee shops. What's wrong with this photo?
You guys can unmute. Just go
Oh
for
yeah,
it.
you guys can chat. You can screen slow again, no back support.
Yeah,
Looking
he's
too
back.
low.
Yep, monitor's too low. This is also what we call perch, where you're sitting closer to the edge of the chair. Yep, leaning forward. When you do this for a long period of time, that's where you can see your front hip flexors. I don't know if you guys can see my cursor. This is if you're sitting, your front hip flexors are shortened. And if you don't get up, then that's when you start to get low back pain here. Also, you want to keep in mind that as you're looking down, your head's looking down, his shoulders actually curl in. This is something that in massage therapy, we're always constantly opening up the chest. If that monitor was just higher, that chest would already be open. But if you're in this position for 6 to 10 hours a day, that's problematic, right?
Are his
So yeah,
legs
screen too low. Somebody say something.
are his legs okay?
His legs actually look fine.
Okay.
They're at a 90-degree angle, which is good. He actually just has to use the back of his chair to support him. And that's
Yeah.
what I see a
And
lot
that's what
of.
I just fixed in myself. Like my legs now are like his, but I put a pillow behind my back.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. I'm a big fan of using the back of the office chair. It's back support. That's what it's there for. Meg and I have the same office chair. I also bought like the external headrest. So if there is an actual headrest there, I can rest my head back and then I'm fully supported. It's the same thing where I see it a lot in people that drive. They always drive with their head forward. And I was like, I don't understand why these people can't use their headrests. It's there for a reason to rest your head. So if you can find things that can help support your head and neck, that would be great. But yes, yep, no back support, all those
You
things.
just reminded me that I've been meaning to put a small pillow in my car to put on my lower back, like when I'm driving for a long time. And
Yeah, it helps.
something I've been wanting to, I'm gonna do it right
Yeah.
after.
I just started doing that the other day, Meg, and yeah, it does help have that support on the lower back when driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something I've
This
been
is why I
meaning
like
to do for
towels too. You
ages.
can fold them. It really, oh, and you got a headrest back on you. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, you know, this is yeah, it's got a headrest, but it's I think this chair's for tall people because I've got it as low as I can. But I still feel like it's yeah, it's too high, the headrest, and I've
It
got it
actually,
like that.
Zoe, it actually looks good on you.
Do
Why do you feel like it's too big? Are your feet not touching the floor?
Yeah, because I can bring my chair right down so my feet are touching the floor. I've actually got one of those exercise boards as well under my desk that vibrate and you stand on and it moves your muscles so I can stand and go
That's a
on that.
fun one. Yeah,
So I
I
rest
have
my
one
feet
that
on
moves
that as
too.
well. Sorry.
Yeah, no, there's so many different things that you can have in your workspace. Like my big thing is take breaks.
Yeah.
Constantly take breaks because your body has to move.
Mhm.
But I have seen people that would literally don't even take a break to go to the bathroom. I'm like, this baffles me. Like, just go to the bathroom, like
That,
move your body. But
yeah,
for you, I feel just as I do virtual ergonomic assessments, and I'm just like looking at you right now. So I'm gonna pick on you, Zoe. Is that
all
okay?
right. It's okay.
So you said that your chair feels too big, but if you actually sat in the back of it, so sit
Yeah,
back,
so
lean back,
I've got it right back.
and your whole back is touching the chair.
That's
Are
me
your
like whole
feet
back.
on the ground?
So yeah, that's I've pressed my feet actually on that shaky board. That's why I brought that up. And so like it elevates me legs up a bit.
Okay.
So I don't have to have me desk, me chair too low down. I can keep it
Yeah.
at the same
Now,
level as my desk, and then that board's about 4 inches high. So
so
I'm less
ideally,
than feet
just
on
like
that.
standing, we want to have all of our limbs supporting ourselves. I'm not quite sure how big this ball is, but if it's hip width, cool. Um,
Yeah, it is.
but there's a reason why, like, or if it's smaller, then that means your legs are going in, which is
Oh,
also shortening the inside of your hip flexors.
right.
So I'm a
Because,
big fan of big body pillows, a beach towel, anything that can support your width, because everyone's so many like different shapes and sizes. As long as your feet are up and your back, and if you can do that and push yourself towards your computer, because I feel like a lot of the time people are doing this, it's because they're sitting so far away from their desk. So scooch
Mhm.
forward, be in this correct alignment, and you should feel a little bit better in your body. Now, remembering all these things is a different story.
It's just like a retraining, yeah, of your brain and body.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like, so I have this cool timer cube that I use to work in sprints. It just keeps me focused because I'll be like, I think this thing should take me, about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And then when it goes off, I kind of can be like, okay, where am I at? Did I get off focus? But you could use it as like a break. And maybe that's like a little cue for you to like stand
How
up,
cute is
stretch,
that?
get repositioned, re-ergonomified. Is that a word?
I mean, we just made a word. I'm also a big fan of, for those that have standing desk, um, using them properly. So I know some people that will sit for 4 hours and stand for the last 4 hours of their shift. My office workers are really good examples. That's not the best way to use your stand-up desk. You want to constantly keep moving, right? We're hunters and gatherers. We have to keep moving. So, they usually say 40-20, but 30-30 is really easy for me to remember. 30 minutes sitting, 30 minutes standing. So if you have a cute little cube like Meg and you can like focus and keep moving, that's great.
Mm.
If you know yourself and don't think you can take breaks, you can make these little adjustments, but they're just not going to work for you. At this point, I would say spend the little extra money on a office chair, a task chair, where the seat goes down just a touch towards the front. And when the seat actually goes down slightly, it opens up your hip flexors so they're not crunched all day and you're leaning forward. I mean, there's a
Mm.
lot of little different things to know about the equipment that you have. Um,
We have one more
and
question.
oh yeah, let's go.
You answer. Karen wants to know about like working from bed, working on your laptop in bed, or maybe let's say on the couch. Because I definitely have moments where I do that on my couch. So
Mm-hmm.
what are your thoughts on that? Same rules apply? Like I know for sometimes I put like
Yeah.
a pillow under my laptop. What are your thoughts?
Um, I like to work from my bed too. Or in front of the couch if it's just like Grey's Anatomy and I'm doing some fun things. Okay, so yes, same rules do apply. You want to be able to have that maiden's wrist. I'm going to show you guys
Keep
something.
talking, I'll be right back.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to show you guys. Oh, I just lost it. Um, if you go to, hold on, Tiffany, let me go back. Okay, so same rules apply. I found it's a lap desk, but you can adjust it by height and you can adjust it by tilt. And it's freaking amazing. And I am a big fan of it. And I can pop in, let me see, computer work. I can pop in my website, and these are all the things that I absolutely love. And the great thing that I love about this is the fact that you can adjust the height up and even the turn. So when I'm actually working on my couch or in my bed, I actually use extra pillows to support my elbows. And then I use the mouse on the pillow for my maiden's wrist for my mouse. But oddly for in the lap desk that I found, when you're actually typing on the laptop, it's amazing how the monitor is still straight. And at the same time, you've got your maiden's wrist as you're typing. So I think it's amazing. But it is a lap desk. I can go ahead and give you all. Well, here's the website, the ergoexpert.com. If you go on shop, you'll see the lap desk on there. And those are the things that I highly recommend. Those are the things I specifically use myself.
Did you pop it in the
Um,
chat? Perfect.
I popped in the
I will,
website. Yeah.
yeah, perfect. I love that you link things on there because I always second guess and overthink like what's something good to get. And when you recommended this chair for me, I was surprised at how affordable it was. I was like, oh, I thought this would be like twice the price to get like a really nice ergonomic, a chair that's fully adjustable. And I
Well,
was pleasantly surprised. I'm like,
yeah, that
oh,
chair. So that one's called Branch.
uh-huh.
There's a reason why people have really expensive products, but
Mhm.
I am a fan of not loving, like not having to spend all the products. Okay, so the chair that Meg and I are talking about right now is this one, the Branch ergonomic chair.
Mhm.
There's two things that
Mhm.
this chair doesn't do for me, but I don't spend as much time on the computer like you guys do, so that's how I kind of justify it.
Mhm.
The difference is this chair, the arms don't go in and out. So again, we're different shapes and sizes. Some of us have broad shoulders, some of us are a little bit more petite. And that's the thing. The armchairs here don't go in and out to support you. And
Okay.
then ideally, if you want a really great
They
office
do go
chair,
forward and back. They do go forward and back. They
forward
slide
and back
forward
is
and
really
back
cool. That's right, they do.
to position somewhat. I see what you're saying though. They just don't go wider.
Yeah, they don't go in and out.
Mhm.
And then the second thing is this seat pan. This is the best kind of chair to get, you guys. You always want to make sure your seat pan is really comfortable. And then the back is like a breathable mesh like this. So you can comfortably be in your chair all day. A seat pan like this is going to support you all day as well. Okay, so the other thing that this doesn't do, because I don't work 6 to 8 hours a day, is this seat pan doesn't move forward. So Branch has a new ergonomic chair that actually does that, but I think it costs a little bit more money than
Mhm.
this one because I think this is like 250, 350. I think in
It
holiday it's like
200 something.
250.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was 200
it's
something.
pretty affordable.
And I remember
Um,
like looking and seeing a lot that were around like the 500 price range, and I was just like
mhm,
overwhelmed. So when you recommended this one, I was like, oh, this is great.
yeah.
And it was so much better than what I was using before. Like I instantly felt a lot better after using this for just a couple
Yeah.
weeks.
And these shirts are a lot sexier too. Like this one's in black, but I've got the white and gray one. They got different colors that, so it's just kind of fun for all you fun people. The next thing that we were talking about is this right here, the lap desk. There's a direct link to it here. This is the thing that's amazing. It adjusts up and down here, and then the tilt is different here too. Um, I sometimes use it in bed if I just want to have breakfast and not get out of it. Like that's cool too. You can multi-use this thing. This is really awesome. Meg, I'm sure your kids can do this. They can like color on this thing. The tilt thing is the best thing I've seen. I haven't seen a lot of these lap desks do that. The height and the tilt thing is my
Yeah, I
favorite.
could see how this could be really good
Hmm.
for working in
I have
bed.
to also talk about this real quick because I know we have to get going soon. This Roos laptop stand is amazing. It weighs almost nothing. It's actually I used it when I was in the airport for work yesterday.
This is our good on the go type stand. It
It
looks,
comes this small and it's an on-the-go type of thing. So all you
wow.
need is this. It fits in my laptop bag, and all you need is an external keyboard and an external mouse to help give you that maiden's wrist. But this is going to help elevate you up and down, and it weighs almost nothing. Like this is the best laptop stand I've ever seen. And this model, I think it's like the Roos 2.0. Like if somebody accidentally knocks it over, like everything stays together. It doesn't leave the stand. It's got this awesome grip. It's from people in Colorado. They did such a great job creating this product because everybody is always mobile with their laptop. So those are the
Thank you
top
for
three
doing,
things.
yeah, thank you for doing the research and having this available for people that do want to get something to upgrade their
Yeah.
space. And I loved all your suggestions just about like how we can even do it for free with like what we have at our house for now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so hopefully everybody got at least one takeaway that you can do. You can adjust your chair, you can add a prop immediately to see a difference. We're going to do our stretching every 20, 30 minutes, take a break, move. That was a big takeaway when you talked about we're hunter gatherers, we're really not made to sit for 8 hours a day. So it's like take your breaks, do your stretches, get your standing desk when you can, because that's a game changer. And I didn't think about like too what you said. That was another takeaway about like instead of doing hours sitting, hours standing, it's like switch on and off.
Yeah, it's really important. If anyone wants any more info, if you want your own personal ergonomic assessment, I put a link into the chat. Fill out a quick form, or if you just want to, I have everything set up for red light stretches. I thought they were fun. Stretches that you can do at a red light while you're driving, while you're still completely coherent. Always paying attention to all the traffic rules, but these are just fun little stretches. that I have on there. So they're some of my favorite stretches are in the car, actually. Car seats and steering wheels are my best friends. So if you want more information, click on that link. Send it to me. Sorry, my dog is distracting me. And I would love to chat with any of you and help you out.
Can we see Luna? She's so
You want to see Luna? Like Luna's my little
Luna
flower
is
girl.
Luna is an important part of Joanie's brand. I've also have done Joanie's photos, and Luna's always in the photo shoots. Tiffany also is just wondering, while we have you here, the back of your office chair goes up as high as the guy's chair in the last slide. Should you get a chair that's taller and offers upper back support and head support?
I think it depends on how tall you are, Tiffany.
Mm.
Here's Luna. Come on. Okay.
So to speak on Joni's, can you expand a little more on your ergo assessment? Because yeah, somebody like Tiffany or any of you in this group who wants a personalized assessment, highly recommend. That's what I did with Joni years ago. And it was really worth it, really valuable to think about too, like the longevity of your health and your workspace and your comfort. Because I know a lot of you in here are planning to be photographers for many more years and be working for many more years. So yeah, like tell us what you do on the assessment, a little bit about that.
So the assessment is, so I'm OSHA certified in ergonomics. So we are given a form. We basically go down this form and we look at every little meticulous thing, which is why I watch you work and why I ask for photos of you at your desk, and we kind of like communicate that way. And so what you get is you get a printout of the checklist. I give you a lot of feedback. I give you specific recommendations on what I believe you need. And I do a follow-up. And I feel like I'm missing one, Meg.
You tell them like if like what you tell you say exactly like what adjustments we need to make for our
Yeah.
body, for our
Adjustments very,
chair, if we need foot support, if the desk could come up a little more, and we get the setup like dialed in for you.
yeah.
And then that's it. What's really cool is like once you have that, I
It
mean,
should be
that's
good to
it. It
go.
doesn't, you're good to go. Yeah. And so highly
Yeah.
recommend.
And then I do a follow-up in about a month. If you get if you're still having the same problems, then we can chat more. For that person that had the carpal tunnel issue, I can suggest a lot more things because usually carpal tunnel doesn't happen overnight. I remember someone that had had neck pain for 8 years. Oh my goodness. So there's a lot more than just your setup that I can recommend just from being in the health and wellness field for over 20 years. So
Yeah.
feel free to use me. I know some things.
Yeah. Even like just how you're shooting as a photographer. We talked about that and stuff on mine. So I'm going to drop the link
Yeah.
again. We're going to send it out with the replay. Take a minute. It'll take 1 minute to fill out her form. It's mostly like some multiple choice questions. And then you also will get added to your email list and get, you said the free
Red light stretches.
red light stretches. So she'll
Yeah.
send you that little PDF. So you'll get that when you fill it out. And yeah, then they can decide if they want to do the ergo session. How much do you normally charge? And then I know you're doing a special for my community.
I know. I love your community. So it's regularly $295, and for you all, it's going to be $150. So we're going to give you that offer for the next 24 hours. So definitely let me know. And I'll be around if you have any questions.
Amazing. I love you. This was so good. Thank you for taking the time. I learned more, and I learned that I was slacking since my assessment, and I'm going to get back on it immediately.
Glad you can get these little reminders. Thank you all for joining. Thanks for being
Thank you
curious about your
all.
bodies.
Yes, thank you so much, Joni.
Alrighty, take care. Bye.